If you really want to kill the most things, be a vegan. Because the farmers who protect your beans kill everything. I kill one animal per arrow. In order to grow tofu, you have to kill every ground squirrel, every vole, every shrew, every snake, every turtle, every frog, every bird, every rabbit. Anything that gets in that bean field, I'm either going to plow and dismember, which is why the crows and the seagulls follow the combines every year. And then if anything does survive my first slaughter, I'm going to come in with Monsanto and poison the shit out of everything so you can have a tofu salad and not be responsible for any death. Fuck you.
So this has been a hugely requested topic, and I get this probably 10 times a day from anti-vegans saying that vegans kill more than non-vegans. So let's take a look at this and see what the reality is. So vegans don't claim to never have any impact on the planet and the animals that live here. We understand that our lifestyles cause some animals to die, but we're going to compare it to a meat-based diet and see if it actually is a reduction in harm or not. So this is the amount of animals that are slaughtered globally every year, and this isn't including the nearly 3 trillion fish that are also killed. This is from the USDA. You can see that cows eat 100 pounds of food per day, and in comparison to people eat about 2 to 5 pounds of food per day. So cows are eating far more food than humans are. This is from Yale. It requires 25 calories of plants to produce 1 calorie of beef. So with this in mind, it would make a lot more sense just to skip eating the animal and eat the plants directly. 26% of the world's ice-free land is devoted to animal agriculture, and another 33% is devoted to animal feed production. This is from the World Wildlife Foundation. 80% of soy crops are fed to livestock around the world. So this is a chart of crop deaths and slaughter deaths for different types of food. You can see chickens are by far the most because there's the most amount of them killed every year. Beef is also very high because the amount of calories of plants have to be fed to them. And since animal agriculture is responsible for the most land usage, that's land that's taken away from wildlife, causing more deaths. So 99% of animal products in the United States come from factory farms, and 75% in the UK come from factory farms. So majority of people are eating animal products that come from these farms. But if you don't, then this applies to you. So if everyone switched eating grass-fed beef, we would only be able to produce 27% of what we're currently producing right now. This makes this completely unfeasible for the vast majority of the population. But let's assume it was possible for everyone to eat grass-fed beef. So an important thing to keep in mind is a lot of times grass-fed cows are actually given hay, which is a crop and contributes to crop deaths. But once again, let's assume that's not the case. This is from the National Forest Service. They talk about the profound effects of grazing on the environment, and this causes many species to die out, including plants and other animals. Now let's look at hunting real quick. There are 36 million deer in the United States and 330 million people. If everyone wanted to satisfy their craving for meat, we would wipe out the deer population in a very short period of time. So let's assume there's no deaths in grass-fed beef and in hunting. Would there be an ethical issue with this? So crop deaths during harvests are unintentional deaths. Majority of them are from combine harvesters, but some of them are intentional to get rid of animals that are going to go after the crop. So the big difference between crop deaths and intentionally raising and killing an animal is the rights violations. So I don't see somebody using force to defend their food supply as a rights violation, but I do see someone breeding, exploiting, and killing an animal as a rights violation. Meat eaters calling vegans hypocrites because of crop deaths is kind of like a serial killer on trial calling the jury hypocrites because they all drive cars knowing that 42,000 people die every year from car-related incidents. Just purely looking at the amount of deaths is a utilitarian mindset, and we wouldn't say that for similar situations. If you had 5 people that were dying from failing organs, would we kill one person, harvest all their organs, and save those 5? Most people would say no. The thing is, when you buy a plant-based product, you're not sure whether the product that you bought contributed to these deaths or not. But when you buy an animal-based product, you know for certain that something had to die to make that product for you.